Hey guys, Noel here, and it is Tuesday. Before we go about our business for the day, I thought it would be fun for us to review a video game for the video game section of the YouTube channel, and today we are going to be reviewing a game that will test your reflexes. Pulse Pounding Action. That video game, my friends, is Dennis Miller's That's News to Me for the 3DO. This game here is a compilation of political, satirical, SNL alum comedian Dennis Miller's jokes, and it is just as good as it sounds. I remember when my friend got his 3DO, which is what we will be playing this on. I've been borrowing his 3DO for 4 years. We found this shoebox full of games, and Strawl was the one we played the most, and then all of a sudden there was this just random game right here, and we were really amused by both its content and its existence. Because usually when you think of a video game console, you don't think of it as a platform for Dennis Miller to rant and rave for 40 minutes, which is essentially what this game is. If you've watched Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live, it's that basically, except he's not on Saturday Night Live. It's basically Dennis Miller acting as a news anchor making just funny jokes about culture and politics. So let's actually take a look at this jewel case here, because it's going to tell you a lot about what you need to know about the game. So before the kids and the mortgage and a job that requires a tie, there was Saturday Night Live's Weekend Update with Dennis Miller, the coolest newscaster to hit the airwaves. Well, he's back, and this ain't no rerun. In fact, it's not like television at all. Parentheses. Okay, the quality of the digital video is pretty much the same. It's interactive, it's entertaining, it doesn't have commercials. It does have more than 200 topics in 4 categories: world news, politics, sports, and showbiz, that you select from. Pick a month, pick a topic. Now sit back and watch Dennis lampoon and lambaste everything from the bombing of the World Trade Center — you can tell this was made before 9/11, in New York City — to the bombing of Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Last Action Hero. As Dennis says, it's a trip through the historical carnage that was. And this game came out in 1994 through a combination of iLaugh Sanctuary Studios, I think iLaugh and Sanctuary Studios are 2 different things that work together to make this game here. Okay, good deal. All right. Now, we hit A to start.
Paul McCartney expressed his dissatisfaction with Michael Jackson, who won't talk to Paul about changing his royalty structure. But this fray has been going on for a long time, ever since Jackson delayed production of their first record together. It seems Michael couldn't decide if he wanted to be ebony or ivory. I thought Michael always said it didn't matter if you were black or white.
Ah, interesting stuff. I always liked Michael Jackson better than the Beatles. Jackson seemed to be a very shrewd businessman. Definitely a reference to Jackson's addiction to plastic surgery and his vitiligo. Let's see what this one's got to say.
President Clinton denied he is being influenced by Hollywood types recently, and said he should be paying more attention to casting his cabinet posts and getting a SAG card for Socks the Cat.
Good stuff. Yeah, definitely the influence of Hollywood on the liberal establishment has not helped it in the geographic majority of America. It's pretty annoying. Now, if I hit a shoulder button, we're going to go to another topic for this month.
The Last Action Hero is open to not-so-great reviews this month. You know, giving Schwarzenegger a bad review is like telling Joe McCarthy he has to go to a union meeting.
That's apt, considering, number one, this was Schwarzenegger's first big flop. I remember when this film came out. And second of all, there's a lot of neo-McCarthyite hysteria about Russia going on today. And in 1994, that was just kind of an absurd thing. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers are looking for a new guitarist. Hey, what kind of initiation does it take to get into that band? Just bring a guitar and a sock.
I'm not going to go into the details of that reference, but look it up. The Red Hot Chili Peppers tended to be pretty scantily clad on stage.
Well, you know something? This month I took my son to Disneyland, and I was on It's a Small World. Ran into a guy I hadn't seen since the 4th grade.
Nah. All right. Let's see what's going on in July.
It was announced this month that a docudrama will be produced on the life of supermodel Claudia Schiffer. Oh, man. There's got to be a 7-picture deal in it for these guys if they can make central conflict out of the emotional scars from a broken nail in the 7th grade.
Good deal. All right, let's see what other topics we got here. Let's take a look at some world news here.
The Defense Department has admitted faking Star Wars tests to fool Congress and the USSR. I think the thing that should have tipped them off was that the test was presented by David Copperfield.
Good stuff. Yeah, Copperfield, famous magician from the 1990s. Star Wars was our 80s plan to shoot down potential Soviet missiles.
And this month, more bombings in Beirut, Lebanon. You know, this city is about as stable as Crispin Glover.
I don't even remember that reference. So, check out this one.
Study this month revealed that children from single-parent homes have much better verbal skills than children from two-parent homes, but children from two-parent homes were far superior at bitterly sarcastic repartee.
Well, I am from a single-parent home, so you can judge my vocabulary for what it is.
And an odd story this month, Lorena Bobbitt, a housewife, evidently took a butcher knife, sliced off the genitals of her husband, John Wayne Bobbitt. They were eventually sewed back on, but I guarantee you, J.W. Bobbitt is walking a lot like the Duke nowadays.
So as you can see, absurd sensationalistic news stories were very much a thing in the 1990s as they are today. There is a big obsession with true crime that is certainly still going on today, and this is definitely something that would engage the feminist imagination while at the same time creating a perverse media spectacle. So let's see what's going on in politics. Try to get something interesting here. Gore slashes red tape. All right.
After Al Gore announced plans to reinvent government and slash red tape, Republicans announced their plan to have the remaining red tape manufactured in Mexico.
Good deal. That's ironic because NAFTA, which was Bill Clinton's economic plan for international trade, really caused a lot of jobs to get outsourced to Mexico. But that's an example of how Bill Clinton was fairly economically Republican, but in terms of these culture war issues was pretty much way out there.
Conservative Republicans took to the road this week trying to sell their version of health care reform. Their version is a combination of Clinton's new tax program and his health care plan, giving coverage only to rich people making over $200,000.
There's a good amount of continuity in that clip right there. Syringe scare.
A woman in Raleigh, North Carolina, reported finding 2 syringes and a bottle of tomato ketchup in a restaurant. I think it's just the White House trying to merge the Reagan daily vegetable requirement with the new Clinton health care plan.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a very funny joke. Ronald Reagan, during the 1980s, was claiming that public schools didn't need more funding because fruits and vegetables were both covered in ketchup, if I'm remembering that correctly. So.
Janet Reno pledged a full investigation of Commerce Secretary Ron Brown's alleged influence peddling. Brown said he was already tipped off to the investigation by a TV news crew from Waco, Texas.
Janet Reno, she was an interesting person. In fact, a lot of Trump's immigration issues have roots in Janet Reno's policies. So, interesting stuff. What else we got here? We'll do a few more.
Senator Bob Packwood of Oregon was said to be thinking about resigning so he wouldn't have to reveal his personal diaries. I guess this proves Packwood's pen is even mightier than his sword, huh?
Nah, I don't remember that reference that much, so.
And the White House announced plans for their first female Santa Claus this month. You might not want to scream ho 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 with this one.
Now, interestingly, if we hit the shuffle button here, we'll just let Dennis rant and rave on his own here. So I'm hitting nothing right now.
After the success of Mrs. Doubtfire was announced this month in Hollywood that Robin Williams will join Jay Davidson and Dustin Hoffman in the remake of Steel Magnolias. Vanna White has brought suit against Samsung Electronics for a print ad depicting a blonde-wigged gold robot, replete with evening gown and diamond jewelry. Samsung has countersued, contending that the robot's movements and personality were far more lifelike than Vanna's.
And the Baudrillard reference there.
In an unprecedented move, the Baseball Players Association agreed a baseball player's salary should be based on his actual ability. April Fools!
All right, one more.
A new survey shows that only 1 in 10 people have donated blood in the last year, and of those, only 2 of 10 planned it.
That is Dennis Miller's That's News to Me. I highly recommend picking up this game if you have a 3DO. It is both entertaining, historically informative, and an interesting video game artifact to own. So until next time, guys, my name is Noel. You take care of yourself, and you make sure you play lots of Dennis Miller's That's News to Me. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.